Welcome to ABC Interactive English. Hello, everyone. My name is Sydney.
And I'm Mike. Yes, welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Part C, Day 3 of our Talking About the Weather dialogues, where we're talking about the weather. It's kind of crazy, right? So yes, we've been learning about the weather, how it's a good thing to chat about, to talk about, even with a stranger that you've never met after a few minutes of, hi, how are you? I'm Bob. I'm Jane. Nice to meet you. What's the weather like where you're from? Beautiful day today. I hear it's going to rain tomorrow. Things like that. You can talk about the weather because everyone has, weather they like, whether they don't like. We're kind of from the same part of the world, so we kind of like the same types of weather. Would you want to go back to New York in January or February to live there when it's really, really cold?
Absolutely not.
Same.
Definitely not. And let me tell you why, because it's too cold. There's lots of snow.
Yep.
There's sleet.
Ice
there's
on the floor,
ice.
on
There's
the ground.
black ice on
Yes,
the road if you're
yes.
driving.
Everything is harder.
Everything is hard and it's cold and you can feel the cold going through your bones.
That's
oh
right.
My gosh, it's
I
so
don't know about
much.
you, but every winter I would slip and fall on the ice as I'm walking to the store, to the bus stop, waiting for that bus for 10 minutes when you just missed one and it's minus 15. No fun. So if you could pick, because you've lived around, you've lived here, of course, America, where you're from, Paris, you lived in France for a while. If you could pick anywhere in the world to live because of its amazing weather, where do you think you would like to be?
Oh, that's a great question. I think, you know what I wouldn't mind? I wouldn't mind going back to Paris. I wouldn't mind, because when I was there, I was there mostly in the winter and into the spring.
Okay.
The winter was cold, but there was no snow, which was nice. So the winters were rather comfortable. The spring was very nice. And then summer in Paris is not too hot.
Okay.
It's not too, it's hot, but not too humid. It's rather comfortable at night. It kind of cools down very nicely.
That's true. That's
so
true.
I think Paris kind of has the best of both worlds for me. I love living in Taiwan, of course, but Paris I think is kind of my sweet spot.
Yeah, a few nicer days to go outside and do stuff without it being really, really hot or something like that. I would probably agree with you. A lot of people do say the south of France, California, places like that, beautiful weather. It's always kind of comfortable, never too hot, never too cold. But of course, those are very expensive places to live. And so that's part of the reason why, because the weather is so nice. All right, let's find out what we're going to be talking about today with the weather. We're going to be actually looking at some things that come along with the weather that maybe are not so fun. And I'm not just talking about snow. No, let's get into it. Kristen and Stuart are preparing to go out.
Is it going to rain today? Should I take an umbrella?
No, you don't need to take an umbrella.
Why? The weather looks very cloudy.
Okay, as we get into our dialogue, here's our famous Hollywood actress, Kristen. Wait a minute, it's not Kristen Stewart, it's Kristen Ann Stewart. I was saving it for a surprise, like we'd have the famous actress from the Moonlight movies here to talk about the weather. But why would Kristen Stewart be here to talk with us about the weather? That doesn't really make sense. I'm a little bit silly. No, it's Kristen and it's Stewart. These are the two characters in our dialogue. But it actually, it's not a crazy name because Kristen is a common girl's name and Stewart can also be a boy's name as well as a family name. That's why we're using them. So Kristen and Stuart are preparing to go out. When you're preparing to do something, you are getting ready to do something. You haven't actually started the action, but the action, whatever you're going to do, is coming up. And now you're just getting ready. You can get ready in your mind, like, I'm going to pass this test. I know all the answers. I can do this. Or you can also prepare like you might get things ready before school. You might prepare by putting your books and your pens in your bag, getting your money and your phone and your wallet and all the things that you need to go out and go to school, go on a holiday, do something. This is the before part, the preparing or getting ready part. So they are getting ready to go out, and the weather can matter, right? I mean, if I'm just gonna walk to the store, I would prepare some days by grabbing an umbrella or putting on a raincoat or something like that. You gotta get ready, before you do something. Otherwise, it's too late. Yeah. So what's going on?
All right, so Kristen asks, is it going to rain today?
Good question.
Should I take an umbrella?
Better question.
Very important questions.
Yes.
My goodness, especially living up here in Taipei, where it could kind of just rain out of nowhere sometimes, you know? You always want to check the weather, either on your phone or check the weather report, like we mentioned before, and just double check, right? And obviously, if it's going to rain, you definitely want to make sure that you do have an umbrella ready. You want to prepare an umbrella before you go out.
For sure.
And we know that an umbrella is just a tool, can be a smaller one or a bigger one that you use to protect yourself from the rain, or sometimes people also use an umbrella to kind of protect themselves from the sun as well.
That's true,
if it's too hot and too sunny. But yeah, I don't know about you, but I have a little, kind of like a little pocket umbrella where I don't like to carry around the really tall, long ones. It's kind of bulky, so I always have one prepared in my bag, kind of nice and succinctly packed for just in case it rains, I can use that.
Me too. I think in Taiwan, kind of have to.
Yeah.
But of course, you can always run to a 7-Eleven and buy one there. But yes, an umbrella is a very useful thing to have. You know what else is useful? Tina. She's super useful. Yes. And also what is useful is all the information she's about to teach us. So let's go over to Useful Tina and her useful information.
Hello, I'm Tina. Kristen 和 Stuart 正准备出门。Kristen 问今天会下雨吗？她应该带雨伞吗？我们来看看单字。Prepare 动词准备。We need to prepare for the exam. 我们需要为考试做准备。Umbrella 名词雨伞。I always carry an umbrella in the rain. 我下雨时总是带着一把雨伞。文法的部分刚刚提到了，名词加上 is going to 加动词，什么即将做某事。Be going to 表示将要，属于未来式的用法。比如说 The movie is going to start at 7 o'clock. 电影会在7点开始。Somebody should 加动词，某人应该做某事。Should 是助动词，表示应该。比如说 We should prepare for the exam. 我们应该为考试做准备。接着我们回到对话当中。
All right, we are back with our dialogue, and Kristen and Stuart, these two friends, are preparing to go outside and do something, and Kristen had asked if she needs to bring an umbrella or to take an umbrella with her, and Stuart maybe knows something about the weather, so he answers, sounding quite confident, no, you don't need to take an umbrella. So he might know that it's going to be a beautiful sunny day today and tomorrow, no chance of rain, so no, you don't want to take an umbrella. It's Taipei. I would probably still take the umbrella.
Right.
Because sometimes we can have those very short rainstorms in the afternoon. But yeah, you know, or if you're just going out for a few minutes, like to walk to the store, you might not need an umbrella. So he's like, yeah, no, I don't think you'll need it.
Right. I was going to say, Stuart, I don't know if I trust you on that one, but let's see.
Yeah.
So Kristen says, why? The weather looks very cloudy. Exactly, smart girl, you know, even though it might, you know, seem okay now and the weather report might say, oh, it's going to be fine, or it's going to be a bit cloudy, but there's no chance of rain. I don't know. I'm glad that she's kind of questioning and saying, oh, or why? Are you sure? It looks like the weather's going to be cloudy. And we know that if there are clouds, there's a chance that it might rain.
That's very true. I mean, it's great to watch the weather report in the morning, but it's also great to open a window and look outside, because that, of course, is the weather where you are, and that will give you a better idea of what to bring. So let's go to the second part of the dialogue. We're going to read through that now with Kristen and Stuart, find out what happens, and then we will be back.
Actually, the weather isn't cloudy or foggy. It is hazy from pollution.
That is bad. We are going to be out all day.
I know. So, we need to wear face masks.
I don't like to wear face masks, but I will do it.
I will do it too. I don't want the weather to affect our day.
All right, guys, we're back in our dialogue. Kristen and Stuart, as before, are still getting ready to go out. Kristen asked Stuart if she should bring an umbrella, and Stuart seemed quite sure of himself, quite confident. He said, nope, you do not need an umbrella. But Kristen kind of disagreed or wasn't sure that was true because she said there were clouds, and as we know, and as Sydney explained, clouds make rain. Rain makes water, and umbrellas are useful if it rains. So if there's clouds, are you sure I don't need the umbrella? But Stu actually knows something about these clouds, about what's going on out there in the sky on that day. He says, actually, the weather isn't cloudy or foggy. You may look out the window and not see a beautiful clear blue sky, see all this white and gray stuff, but he's saying, no, that's not cloud, that's not fog. It is hazy, but it is not hazy, hard to see, not very clear like clouds and fogs. It is hazy from, pollution. Oh, so that gray in the sky, the reason it's hazy, you can't see very far right now is not because of clouds or fog. It's not because of water in the air. It's because of pollution, like chemicals and smoke and bad stuff, the kind of stuff that can give you problems breathing if you're sick. And that is really bad news. That is really unpleasant to hear. He says it is actually, when we use actually in this way, we're kind of giving you more correct information or more accurate information, right? So someone might say, hey, are you leaving on your trip next week? And you say, actually, it's next Saturday. It's the end of next week. So it's kind of true what you said, but I'm giving you more precise information just to be very clear.
Yeah, all right. And then Kristen says, oh, that is bad.
That is really bad.
I mean, the pollution, right? The pollution's really bad. We are going to be out all day. Ooh. And are we going to be out all day coughing and having trouble breathing and not being able to see?
Yeah, you'll be outside, no windows, no doors, no walls, just breathing in all that air.
Yeah, bad air. Oh, no. Poor them. I wonder what they're going to do. Are they going to still go outside? Are they going to change their plan? Or maybe they're going to wear a mask.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could do that.
To kind of protect yourself from the bad air. They could do that.
That's right. We'll find out after we check in with Tina one more time.
Stuart 对 Kristen 说不需要带雨伞。Kristen 问为什么？他觉得天气看起来阴阴的。Stuart 说，其实天气并不是多云或起雾，而是污染造成的雾霾。Kristen 觉得那真糟糕，他们整天都会待在外面。我们来看看单字 actually 副词其实事实上 Actually, this blue skirt is very cheap. 其实这件蓝色裙子非常便宜。文法的部分刚刚提到了 all day 一整天，这是一个时间副词片语，大多放在句尾哦。比如说 My brother played video games all day yesterday. 我哥哥昨天玩了一整天的电子游戏。接着我们回到对话当中。
All right, back in our dialogue. So we're with Kristen and Stuart. They're getting ready to go out. They notice that it's not very clear. It looks kind of cloudy. But Stuart said, no, that's not clouds. That's not fog. That's pollution. That's like bad stuff in the air. It could be chemicals. Sometimes, as we were just talking about before, here in Taiwan, we can get weather like that where it's really cloudy. Sometimes it's actually dust and sand from China that gets, carried up into the sky out in the desert in China. Crazy how far away, but it gets blown all the way over here. And yeah, we can have these days when people have trouble breathing or the air looks, very dirty like this. It's very hazy. And so it is something that you have to deal with. And Stuart says, I know. Yes, I understand how this happens. And it's also because we're going to be outside all day. So, this is maybe something we'll have to do something about, or maybe just stay home. Yeah. Don't go out. But they still want to do their plan. So he says, I know, so we need to wear face masks. Well, yeah, if there's something in the air and you need to be in that air and you don't want to breathe it in, wearing a face mask is a very good idea.
Yeah, and obviously we know a mask is just a face covering, right? So I know typically here in Taiwan and other parts of Asia, right, if you're sick and you don't want to spread your germs to other people, then you just kind of wear a mask that kind of goes from your nose to maybe the bottom of your chin in to kind of keep your germs inside. Or in this case, you can also wear a mask or a face covering so you're not inhaling or breathing in all of that polluted air.
There you go.
So maybe the mask is a good or semi-good solution so they don't kind of get sick and kind of cough when they're outside walking around.
Exactly right. It's a funny word because if it covers your whole face, we call that a mask. You might wear a mask for Halloween. In baseball, the catcher will wear a mask, right, to cover your whole face. But when it covers only the bottom part of your face or your mouth, we call that a face mask. This is your face, but the face mask, when we use that term, that's like what we were all wearing during COVID, what doctors wear, what you wear at a hospital. It's not a mouth mask or a nose mask. We call that a face mask. But then at Halloween, you'll wear a mask that makes you look like Batman or something like that. It's a very strange thing.
Yeah. All right. So Kristen says, I don't like to wear face masks, but I will do it. Yeah, I think that's a good thing to do. You know, even if you don't want to do something, sometimes we have to do it anyway to protect ourselves, to protect others. And it sounds like they don't have any plans to change their plans on going out for the day. So wearing a face mask is the best thing for them to do.
That's right. But if you can, and if you have problems with your lungs, if you're older, if you're sick, it's better to stay inside, keep your windows closed, wait for that dirty air to pass through because you don't want to be coughing all the time. Stuart says, I will do it too. I will also wear a face mask. That just sounds like a good, smart thing to do for your health. And as he says, I don't want the weather to affect our day. I still want to do our thing, go outside, follow our plan, but not have it, make us cancel things or not go out and be coughing all the time or feel sick tomorrow or something like that. If something affects your day, here we're using affect with an A at the beginning. That is the verb that is to change something. All right, it causes a change in something. If you don't sleep, it will affect how you feel the next day. All right, if you don't study, it will affect the grade that you get on your test. You'll probably get a lower grade because you weren't prepared. You might also be aware of effect, E-F-F-E-C-T. We say this one affect, that one effect. It's very close, but the E-F-F-E-C-T is similar, but that's a noun. The effect is the change that has happened, okay? So to affect something is to change, and the end result is the effect, all right? It's confusing, I know, but if you try to remember A being the verb, E being the noun, that will hopefully make it easier for you. All right, guys, let's go over to Tina one last time.
Stuart 也知道雾霾很糟糕，所以他们需要戴口罩。Kristen 不喜欢戴口罩，但他还是会戴的。Stuart 也会戴，他不想让天气影响到他们的一天。我们来看看单字 mask 名词面罩，那么 face mask 指的就是口罩。You should wear a face mask when you go to the hospital. 当你去医院时，你应该戴口罩。Affect 动词影响。The bad weather affected our plans for the picnic. 糟糕的天气影响了我们的野餐计划。接着我们回到对话当中。
All right, so that wraps up day 3 of us talking about the weather. And today we followed Kristen and Stuart, who sounds like, unfortunately, they are going to be dealing with some air pollution as they prepare to go outside. But their solution is that they're going to wear some face masks to kind of protect themselves and protect their health from the bad air and all the pollution.
There you go. I think it was a good idea for them to prepare both of those things. And I think I'll do that too in the future. If you're going to go out in Taiwan, especially in the summer, really anytime, bring an umbrella with you and maybe a face mask too, because you never know when it's going to start raining, and you also never know when there might be some pollution or sand or something in the air that makes you feel uncomfortable. It's an easy thing to do, and like Kristen and Stuart, if you prepare those things, you don't have to cancel your plans. You can still do your fun activities, just be safe doing it, and don't get wet. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you next time, and we're going to have a lot more good stuff for you here on Live ABC. Until then, all the best, take care, and we wish you the best weather on every day possible. Bye-bye. Kristen and Stuart are preparing to go out.
Is it going to rain today? Should I take an umbrella?
No, you don't need to take an umbrella.
Why? The weather looks very cloudy.
Actually, the weather isn't cloudy or foggy. It is hazy from pollution.
That is bad. We are going to be out all day.
I know. So, we need to wear face masks.
I don't like to wear face masks, but I will do it.
I will do it too. I don't want the weather to affect our day.
我们来复习一下这一课的重点单字跟文法。单字的部分 ，prepare 动词准备 ，umbrella 名词雨伞 ，actually 副词其实事实上 ，mask 名词面罩 ，affect 动词影响。接着我们来看文法的部分，名词加上 is going to 加动词，什么即将做某事。The event is going to be a big success. 这场活动将会非常成功。Somebody should 加动词，某人应该做某事。Jeff should study more for his tests. Jeff 应该为考试多用功一点。All day 一整天。Linda didn't eat anything all day. Linda 一整天都没吃东西。以上就是这一课的重点单词跟文法，那我们下一次再见喽，拜拜。
Hey, it's KiWi on the street.
Moody, what's wrong?
I don't think it could get any worse than our last time, okay?
Why? Because it's time for level 3 of our cilantro food adventure. But you know what?
What?
I heard that there are some items on here that we're not expecting.
I'm scared.
What? Chicken?
It's just fried chicken. Hello. Why don't we put that over here first?
Okay, let's tackle that later.
Okay.
How
We've got
about
some, what is this? Macarons?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
What?
Why is it salty?
Salty. It's really intense.
It is
for
intense.
me.
It's a little overwhelming for me. First, the outside is really soft and sweet, and then you get to the center, and that's where it's all lingering, the flavor of the cilantro and the saltiness of the butter, and now it's lingering in my mouth. Great. Cilantro ice cream. Who thought of that?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh no! And now I'm getting a brain freeze.
I must say though, the chocolate is yummy.
It's so bizarre. That is so bizarre. I've never tasted anything so earthy, but at the same time covered in chocolate.
The ice cream, I don't like.
Well, that's all we have for today. See you guys next time on
we
KiWi
can't
on the
do that.
Street. These chips are cilantro flavored, which have been all the rage lately. Eh.
Okay.
Wait, it is. Ew, there is cilantro in the bottom. You can see they actually baked it in there. Whoa! Ew! Cut!
It's green. It's all green. Ew.
I am speechless. I'm
Okay. Well, I actually think it's not bad.
You are disgusting. I can't even look at you right now. Oh my. I think we need to reevaluate what we want to do on this show because that was one of the worst experiences of my life. And I really hope those of you who watch this will feel sorry for us and then follow us on Instagram and then go into our DMs or to send us an email and tell us that you love us and that this was worth it, okay? And if you happen to want to say something in English, let us know, okay? KiWi later. Water!